If breaking toxic generational cycles isn't on your 2026 goal list, it should be, for your sake and your children's sake. Today, I'm going to be discussing 5 toxic generational cycles that I have broken or I'm in the process of breaking based on my experience growing up in Belize. Now, there are some cultural singularities, but I'm sure that wherever you come from, you will be able to relate to some, if not all, of these generational cycles. What works for me might not work for you. Everyone's situation is and will be different. But what matters is that you try. Your voice matters. So let's get started. Let me know if this conversation sounds familiar. Ma, that what happened to you? You alright? Girl, I don't know what happened to me. For the last couple of days, I don't feel good. I got this striking pain in my back and this headache when it left me. And then my foot down the swell again. Ma, but you can't just stay, so you have to go to a doctor. No man, I don't think I need to go to a doctor. I'm okay. If I go and find out what I have, I want dead quicker. Oh no, you're alright, I want to take some pills and I want to rest. I want to be okay, no worry. That's toxic generational cycle number 1. Fear of doctors or checkups. This one's beyond toxic. This one can be fatal, and it was for me. I lost my beloved grandmother years ago to ovarian cancer. She refused to go to the doctor. And it's this idea of ignorance is bliss. As you saw in the skit earlier, it's like, if I know what I have, if I know my diagnosis, it will kill me sooner. That's the idea. That's no. We can't think like that. And it was devastating to lose my grandmother. It was for all of us. But we were angry. I know I was. I just remember the times when we tried to convince her to go to the doctor. I think at one point we brought the doctor to the house to try to convince her to go to the hospital. And she did, but it was too late. The cancer had spread all over her body, her organs just weren't functioning. And at that point, I'm like, no, I know I have to do better. Last year for my doctor's visit, I told the doctor, just check everything. Take all the blood you need. Let's just do everything. A full panel. Just let me know. Like, can we do a mammogram? Like, let's do this. And she's like, no, honey, we do mammograms after 40. You're fine. I'm like, you're sure? Yeah. I want to know. Ignorance is not bliss. I want to know. Prevention, early detection can save your life. So we really do need to do better. We need to take better care of ourselves. We have to take responsibility and accountability for our health. TGC number 2, avoiding difficult conversations. Boy, hey! Okay. Let's get into this one. Belizean parents they're not usually in the business of having conversations about feelings. You take your lick, you get your lashing, you get your punishment, you go in your room and cry. That's it. Don't hold your breath thinking that your parents will come in and establish a safe space where you can express yourself or they're going to explain to you why you were punished. No, none of that. None of that. For context, my mom and we didn't have the best relationship when I was a kid. We clashed a lot, something I'm not proud of course. We both have strong personalities. So it was just difficult to talk to each other. And I take full responsibility for my role. I'm a rude. I'll be honest. I'll be very transparent. As I got older, I matured, I realized, hey, I have a lot of unresolved issues. A lot of things were just swept under the rug. And I decided, no, I don't want to continue like this. I decided early on that I want to have a relationship with my mom. I want to have a healthy relationship with my mother. So I initiated a series of conversations with my mom. And initially, it was tough. I just kept meeting a wall, resistance. Her response would always be, "Oh my, I don't a terrible ma. I'm a horrible mom. I was this, I was that, and you're ungrateful as a child." And it's like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say that you were a horrible mom. I'm just trying to express myself. I'm just trying to tell you how certain things and how you treated me in certain situations, how that affected me as a child and still affects me as an adult. That's all I'm just trying to have. I'm just trying to get through to you, and that's what I would explain to her. And yeah, the first couple conversations, she just kept deflecting and kind of changing the subject, and just really could not acknowledge like her role, her part, and how she hurt me too, just as I hurt her. It was daunting. And I kept praying. I kept praying. I prayed about it. I'm like, Lord, please help me. Please humble my heart, humble my mother's heart, so we can see eye to eye, so we can come together, and I can get through to her, and then we can start rebuilding and patching things. And that's how it was. It was a long process, but it was worth it. It was certainly worth it. And we discussed a lot of things, a lot of and I got to understand her as well. She finally opened up. She finally took down her wall, and I started to understand more about her childhood and her experiences, and how that shaped how she handled certain situations and how she raised us as well. So it just opens up so many opportunities to understand someone, and to repair a relationship. So it's amazing. And now I have the I have the best relationship with my mom, and I thank God. We talk every day, and with it, there's this peace. There's this like this feeling that things are resolved. Initiate the conversation. Sometimes it might get testy. Sometimes you might have to take a deep breath, count to 10, walk away, but just try to keep the conversation respectful, be calm, and just keep at it, because it's worth it. TGC number 3, setting boundaries. Hey! Oh, boundaries. But me, when my family see me, they come, I know them must say, Miss Boundaries, they come. Lot of thing it she, yes. Lot of thing it me. I have boundaries. Yes. I have a lot of boundaries. Beautiful. Boundaries are beautiful. Did you know that? Boundaries are beautiful. You can avoid so many issues, conflicts, misunderstandings, failed expectations. All of that can be avoided with setting some boundaries. Now they can be big or small. I can just run down the list of some of my boundaries. I have like a basic this one would be like a house rule, but it's a boundary too. No shoes in the house. So that was set and established. Everyone in my family knows that. No shoes in my house. But my dad, no, that rule is just a nuisance to him. Hmm. Yeah, everyone else, even though they would grunt or sigh or roll their eyes, they respected the rule. You want to come in my house? No problem. Take off your shoes. Leave them at the door. But no, I think there was one situation, or one instance where everyone came over. My family came over to the house, and I was looking around, and then but bam, I see shoes in my house. And who do those shoes belong to? No other than my dad. So I'm like, Dad, I love you. What are you doing with your shoes in my house? What happened? Yeah. What? Then his response was, well, I don't, why do you have to have this rule? And then what other measures are you taking to ensure that aside from the shoes, the house isn't dirty? I'm like, excuse me. I love you. I love you, Papa. I love you, Papa. But I don't need to explain to you why, aside from the obvious reason of not bringing germs and whatever in my house, I don't have to explain to you why I have this house rule. If you don't like the rule and you don't want to respect it, I have a beautiful veranda outside that you can sit and enjoy the nice, lovely, fresh breeze. Or you want to come inside, you got to leave your shoes at the door. I love you though. I love you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Set your boundaries. If your family or your relatives, friends love you, they will respect your boundaries. And now I doubled down on boundaries when my son was born. Woo! No kissing. And the no kissing one was tough for the grandparents, for both. They're like, what? I have my first grandbaby and I can't even kiss my grandbaby. Yes, that's right. No kissing. If you haven't washed your hands properly and your nails are not clean, you can't touch my baby. No, we're not doing that. We have this thing in Belize where, like, if a stranger or just any person like looks at your baby and that person has like we call it mal de ojo. A direct translation to that is bad eye, like bad eyes. But it's just the idea that this person's like spirit or energy or aura is strong, and they have to hold the baby so that the baby doesn't get mal de ojo. I'm like, no, I don't know that person. So you're not going to just hand my baby over to that person. That's not going to work. Your boundaries matter, your rules matter, your voice matters. Don't compromise your peace or your boundaries for anybody. If you don't feel comfortable around someone, and then you have every right to set the boundary and be like, I don't want this person at my house. Yeah, like I wish you well. I don't have anything against you or anything, but you have to protect your peace. TGC number 4, comparing children. Make I tell you, this is something Belizeans like do. Belizean parents, they like do this. But don't do it. Please don't do it. Fight the urge. Fight the urge to compare your children. Even though their personalities could not be more different, could not be more distinct. Don't do it. Everyone is beautiful and unique and different. And that's what makes this world so amazing and bright and interesting. For me, my mom compared me a lot with my sister, my older sister. And again, this was one of the many topics we discussed when we were talking about feelings and working out a lot of stuff. So yes, this was a big topic. So yeah, my sister and I are very different. I am more outspoken. I'm very expressive. I can be very animated and just, yeah, a lot of energy. I always hype up, and that's just me. But my sister is calm. So yeah, but yeah, my mom compared us a lot. And yeah, that affected me because the comparisons were, or the phrases were always along the lines of, why you can't be like your sister? Well, she never may do that. Most of my childhood, I felt isolated. I felt like I was the problem. And that's how I told my mom, that's how you made me feel. Like I'm the problem child. I'm too loud. I'm too rude. I was too much. I was the scapegoat. I was the one that got all the punishment, all the lashing. And my sister, I can probably like count the amount of times like she got in trouble. It can really create a toxic environment there, and resentment. Not only resentment between the child and the parent or parents, but also between siblings. And I thank God that that was not the case for me and my sister. My sister is my best friend. She's amazing. Not for a second, and I kid you not, not for a second that I ever look at my sister and be like, look at her. She thinks she's perfect, or watch that one, Nishi. It never, ever affected my relationship with my sister, and that's God. Never. I never felt envious. I never felt jealous. I I actually looked to my sister for comfort, because I mean, what did she do? It's not her fault. And not only parents do this, teachers as well. Oh my goodness. So many times teachers or my teachers would tell my mom, oh, she nothing like her sister. Like she's smart. Like that's what the teachers would say. Like she's smart, referring to me. But she can't sit down. She's always talking in class. She's hyper and whatever. But your other daughter, oh my goodness, your other daughter, she's so calm, she's intelligent, she listens. So it's just comparisons and comparisons and comparisons. Stop. 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 Everyone is different. Every child is different. You should love them, your children, or anyone in your family, whatever, love them for who they are individually and uniquely. TGC number 5, speaking fear, sickness, or death onto yourself or onto others. Hey, yay, yay. Ooh, we tend to do this a lot. Yeah, not good, not good, not good. Stop. Let's stop it. If you are Belizean, I'm sure you've probably heard the following phrases. When you drop, no con to me the ball. Or when the baby gets sick, no con bring her to me. Here where to tell you. Watch what happen, you want see. Why are all the anticipated outcomes in these situations always negative? Someone's gonna get hurt, someone's gonna get sick, someone's gonna die. Why do we speak this onto ourselves and onto others? So those phrases are more about like injury or sickness. And then you have the phrases relating to death. Oh, I must say, donde 6 feet under by then. Or, oh, I must say, dead the same age as my ma. Why are we calling? We're calling and inviting death upon us. We all have to die. We know that. It's important to talk and discuss and plan for death. Absolutely. But not invite it for tea, dinner tea. Let's speak life. Let's speak health. Let's speak prosperity onto ourselves and onto others. I have this thing where, and then my aunt told me about it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that too. When anyone tells you, oh, you want to get sick, or when you get sick, say no. I reject that. We have to change our mindset. We have to focus more on positive things, thinking positively instead of being overcome by fear and anxiety and all the things that could go wrong. Let's focus on all the things that could go right. And of course, I have to give no wali brata, wali extra. Our elders didn't get everything wrong. So I'm going to highlight some positive lessons and good values that I learned from mine. Firstly, working hard. I'm surrounded by hard-working women and men in my family. My grandmother, she cooked, she baked bread to sell, and whatever produce she could sell, she did to raise my mother. And my mother, she worked really hard to make sure that she built a career as an educator for over 30 years. It's amazing. And all the men started from humble beginnings, but made it and provided for their family. Secondly, cleaning, cleanliness. If you were raised in a Belizean or a Caribbean home, you're gonna know the importance of cleanliness. That will stick with you throughout your life. Check out the videos that I have about cleaning and my experience with cleaning growing up. And lastly, for me at least, financial literacy. My parents made sure we understood the importance of saving, and prioritizing, ensuring that you have your priorities straight. We're not going to buy no big fancy vehicle and then we can't pay with bills. And it cut out with light and with water. That no make no kind of sense. So I'm so grateful for the values that my parents instilled in me. And try to think about some of the positive and good values that your parents instilled in you. It's not always about highlighting all the cycles we have to break and, all the negative things we have to distance ourselves from. But how about the good, the positive things that we can learn from them and that we can continue for generations to come? Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it if you made it this far in the video. I had a blast. I hope you did as well too, and that this video encourages you to speak up and break those toxic generational cycles for your sake and your children's sake. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you.